Good morning, and thank you for joining us for this week's Thursday with AARP Wisconsin. I am Amber Miller. I am the Associate State Director of Community Outreach, and thank you again for joining us today. Before we get started with our guest speaker, there are two updates I would love to give to you. We have a lot of online virtual offerings that you can find on our website, which is aarp.org/Wisconsin, which is right under my face. Next week, we have two webinars, one focusing on how to use the trails safely during the pandemic. And then we also have a virtual webinar all about the longevity report that AARP launched last year, all talking about the 50 plus and how you guys impact the economy. So you can register online below. And then also make sure to visit the AARP Community Connections page. This has a lot of information regarding like health and wellness, exercising, grocery shopping, and then also about our AARP Friendly Voice program. This is where you can actually request a phone call from one of our trained volunteers to check in on you, see how your day is going. This could be a weekly call, it could be a daily call, it could be as often as you need it, but sometimes you just need to hear that friendly voice, especially during these times. So now I'm very excited to bring on our guest speaker today, who is Mr. Neil McCollum, hi Neil, good morning.
Good morning.
Who is our AARP Driver Safety Program Coordinator for the state of Wisconsin. And Neil actually started this volunteer position in 2016, but has been the state coordinator since 2018. And just a little background on Neil, he is a retired hospital architect and project manager and has been a resident of Wisconsin since 2005. And I've personally had the pleasure of working with Neil for almost the past year since I've been with AARP Wisconsin. So we're really excited to have Neil on today to talk all about the AARP Driver Safety Program, which maybe some of you didn't even know that we had. So welcome, Neil.
Thank you, Amber. Very much appreciate the fact that the state office has allowed me to present our program, and very much appreciate that.
Absolutely. So before I started with AARP about a year ago, I didn't even know all the great resources and programs that AARP has. So can you tell us just a little bit about the driver safety program, including how long it's been around?
I'd love to. This year, though it's been a very momentous year in many respects, we've been celebrating our 40th anniversary. The program started 40 years ago as basically a safe driver program, but since that time, it's evolved to also include CarFit, which is a literally hands-on fitting of your car to your physical body, and it really helps you feel comfortable in your car. We also have the We Need to Talk program, which is a free online seminar, or it is also offered in person, which is how do you speak to that loved one who maybe shouldn't be on the road? It's a very difficult conversation to have, and we present techniques on how to have that conversation. You want to maintain a person's self-respect throughout this entire process, and this course teaches you how to do it. It is available online, and it is free. Our newest offering is our Smart Driver Tech program. As you may be aware, all the new cars have so many more bells and whistles, and the Smart Driver Tech program helps you basically find out what bells and whistles are best to help you when you buy that new car, or how to use those bells and whistles as you're driving. So we've been in existence 40 years, we're evolving, and it's an exciting program to be a part of.
Great. So today I am joined by Neil McCollum, who is our AARP Driver Safety State Coordinator for the state of Wisconsin. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, please post them below, and we will be taking questions very shortly. So Neil, the one thing that you kind of touched on is talking to your loved ones about maybe when it's time to maybe look at different ways to use transportation, and not get behind the wheel. I can tell you we had to do that with my grandmother, who was still driving at 91, and it was a difficult conversation. It makes people feel like they're not independent and now they have to rely on somebody. And I think that course, especially with it being online right now, I think would benefit a lot of folks. So I appreciate you talking about that.
Absolutely. It is a very challenging conversation to have. And this course is really designed for the family members of the older loved one so that they can plan the conversation, have observations, and then have a successful conversation. Hopefully, have that loved one decide that on their own, maybe they
Correct.
should give up the keys. Very
Yeah.
hard decision to make.
Absolutely. So you talked about like the 4 programs under the AARP Driver Safety Program. So what are the benefits of someone taking, the course itself and any of the free courses?
Uh, from the standpoint of our smart driver course, there are many benefits. We have been driving for 50 years.
Mhm.
Gosh, lots of things have changed in those 50 years. And it's just a good refresher on good, safe driving principles. We've all gotten into habits. Maybe those
Mhm.
habits are good, maybe they aren't. How do we adapt to the different changing environments? One thing that I'd like to point out is I've noticed personally from the standpoint of as I'm not driving as much during these challenging times, I'm lacking some of the good confidence that I used to have. And I'm sure that is a factor that many of us have as we get out on the road. Um, One of the big benefits of possibly taking this class is you may be eligible for a multi-year insurance discount. I'd recommend that you check with your insurance carrier in Wisconsin. The discount is not mandated, so it is dependent upon your insurance carrier as to whether they will offer you that discount. But regardless, learning new things, being thinking about how you drive, it's a great program to just step back and think about what does it mean to be a safe driver. The It's very challenging out on the roads, and
Mhm.
we can all learn. So that,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So with this, the driver safety course, Neil, is it open to just AARP members, just 50 and 50 plus? If you could kind of give us an idea of who can take this course.
the class is open to anybody. The
Okay.
class is actually geared more towards the more experienced driver.
Okay.
However, the basic principles of safe driving could apply to a 16-year-old. In
Okay.
fact, I'd love to have younger people take the class
Mm-hmm.
because there's so much good that we talk about. Roundabouts is something that is brand new, and
Mm-hmm.
it's good to have a good refresher on how to maneuver through a roundabout. And in this process, you gain confidence in your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
As we age, we tend to slow. Some people have mobility issues uh, as they get behind the wheel. And so we present information on the effects of medication on our ability to drive. We also talk about preventive measures with regard to drivers' distractions. What happens if you should come up on aggressive drive? Talk about that and what techniques to use. Statistics have proven that as we age, we do uh, have a higher incidence of crashes, and those crashes can be do much more harm to our bodies. So it's important that we have just a good refresher on safe driving strategies.
And I do love, Neil, that how you kind of said this is for everybody, even though it might be geared towards 50 and older. But I can tell you, as soon as I saw that word roundabout, I got a little panicky because I am not the most confident driver when it comes to roundabouts. So I can just imagine maybe a newer-ish driver or a driver who has been on the road for a little bit more time and not knowing how to maneuver through it. So just the education by itself, I think, is fantastic. If you have any questions for Neil on driver safety, please post them below and we will be taking them shortly. So Neil, I know that COVID epidemic has kind of, changed the world, especially with AARP, with any in-person events. And I know this particular driver safety course and the car fit were done in person. So how can people take this course now?
Yes, COVID has put a total new wrinkle on our program. The course was offered prior to this epidemic online. However, we really encouraged people to take it in person, but all in-person encounters have been canceled through the end of the year. So we really are encouraging people to take the online course. Again, some insurance companies may offer a discount and they'll let you know that your discount is ending, so you need to take the class. But if you go to aarpdriversafety.org, and as you walk through the process, type in driving skills, you'll get a discount. I've done some screen clips here as I registered for the online course. So the course with a member discount is $19.95, and then you put in the driving skills promo code and it comes up to $14.97, which is virtually the same cost as it would be as an in-person class. Uh, However, you're taking it from the comfort of your home and at your own pace.
And I believe it was on one of the slides, but how long do people have to complete their driver safety course?
Uh, you can go back and forth, and it is
Oh, I'm sorry, Neil. We're having just a little issues with your Wi-Fi on your end, but I believe you said they can kind of go back and forth at self-paced and they have about 60 days to complete
correct.
it,
Correct.
which I think is great, the self-paced, because some people are essential workers, are still working, but maybe they can do this on their own time. So I think that's great. Once again, if you have any questions for Neil, please post them below. And then I believe on that slide too, so people can sign up online and by the phone number. Would that be correct, Neil?
The phone number will likely direct you to a website. They can't provide a direct link
Okay.
to that, but they'll walk you through the process. Yes.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
And then we're coming up on the time. Do you have any final suggestions or words to our audience on the benefits of taking this course? And especially right now, because we still, with the epidemic, they might have extra time to kind of focus on certain things. Why do you think they should take this?
The greatest benefit that I've found with taking the class is confidence. As we get onto the road, there are many in Wisconsin that live in a very rural area.
Mhm.
And so if you're not driving all that much, or if you have to drive into an urban environment, having the confidence to do that successfully is so vitally important. It's better to be prepared and
Mhm.
plan. We talk about planning your route during
Yep.
the class, and it's that we think about our our route and what we're going to encounter, and we teach the tools that will help you in that process.
Absolutely. And, AARP, not only the driver safety, has so much information, and I definitely encourage people to visit not only the AARP Wisconsin page for upcoming events, but then also the AARP national webpage, which is aarp.org is the national, and then the Wisconsin will be more, of course, towards our state. So thank you so much, Neil, for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And join me next weekend or next Thursday while we talk with Bo Ballinger, who is one of our AARP staff members, and we are celebrating Pride Month. So next Thursday, Thursdays with AARP at 11 a.m. here on Facebook.com. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today. Feel free to share this video or tag anybody that might be interested in taking the AARP Driver Safety course, and we look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.